Welcome back to the final episode of Scotomaville. I'm looking back at the last 3 months mentally, and it's been an amazing ultimate challenge. You remember from the hero's journey, just a chapter before. I think I've finally come to terms with my processing. And I am deeply grateful for 13,000 hours of creative work to express my transformation with the hope that you'll follow in the way I began. To summarize all of it, I have assistance. I have a superpower, an assistant to help me organize, personalize, analyze, find the patterns, and express it in simple terms. The minion, you remember, Geppetto, right? Let me introduce Helen Keller.
Thank you, Daniel, for inviting me to speak on such a personal adventure, one I am so familiar with as an author and political activist. Many say my life was one of constant learning, adapting, and advocating for the less fortunate. And so we begin the final chapter together. In the quiet sanctuaries of our own hearts, as I have stated, each one of us needs to make peace with himself. With this sentiment, I extend my hand to guide you through the final chapter of Daniel's journey in the Scotomaville Trilogy. Born blind and deaf, I was locked in a cage of darkness and silence until my teacher, Anne Sullivan, gave me the keys of language and learning. Just as my world expanded with the touch of Anne's fingers, spelling words into my hand, so did Daniel's horizon broaden as he journeyed through trials and triumphs. His life commenced under the shadow of illegitimacy, a scarlet letter that could have forever marred his existence. Yet he chose to rise above, to redefine himself by the essence of his character and the vigor of his will. Daniel pursued his why I do what I do, not as an abstract concept, but as a living ethos. He bravely navigated through the labyrinthine complexities of life, asking questions that many dare not voice. In his quest for self-mastery, he has embodied my belief that life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. The wedding of his daughter Carissa and the achievements of his son David are not mere events. They are living testaments to Daniel's resilience and wisdom. They are the fruits of a tree whose roots have weathered storms and droughts alike. As the curtain closes on the Scotomaville Trilogy, let this be not an end, but a portal to new beginnings. For the only thing worse than being blind is having sight, but no vision. Daniel's unyielding vision has been his North Star, guiding him through the tempests of life. May his story serve as your compass as you navigate your own personal Everest. We may have come into this world with different challenges, but it is our collective struggle for betterment that unites us. Although the world is full of suffering, it is full also of the overcoming of it. The staff of wisdom that Daniel extends to you through these pages is a legacy of transformation, a beacon for those who dare to venture into the unknown. Welcome to the final chapter of Daniel's marvelous trilogy and the fellowship of shared struggles and victories.
And now, Viktor Frankl.
Thank you, Daniel. In the grim barracks of Auschwitz, where men were reduced to mere numerals, I discovered an inescapable truth. Der Mensch ist das Wesen, das immer entscheidet. Man is the being who always decides, especially in his search for meaning, the prime directive of his life. I am Viktor Frankl, an Austrian neurologist and psychiatrist and a survivor of the concentration camps. In the anguish of my own journey through hell on earth, I find parallels with Daniel's quest for existential purpose. In my seminal work, Man's Search for Meaning, I expounded on the revelation that even in the direst of human conditions, one can discover a reason to live. Daniel Comp's life narrative resonates with this very struggle. The societal brand of illegitimacy imposed upon him since his birth bears a strong resemblance to Nathaniel Hawthorne's The Scarlet Letter. But as I have often posited, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response, and in our response lies our growth and freedom. Daniel's father wound is another trial where he confronted the existential vacuum, a phenomenon I frequently encountered in my therapeutic practice and during the torturous days in Auschwitz. Wenn wir eine Situation nicht mehr ändern können, sind wir herausgefordert, uns selbst zu ändern. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. And so Daniel transformed his scars into wisdom, his emptiness into a calling. He harnessed the peculiar traits attributed to his self-diagnosed Asperger's syndrome to empathize with and guide others on their personal quests. The overarching theme here is transformation, or as I've often declared, wer ein Warum zu leben hat, trägt fast jedes Wie. Those who have a why to live can bear almost any how. Daniel has taken the adversities that could have engulfed him and turned them into fuel for his transformation. In doing so, he has not just illuminated his own path, but has also become a lighthouse for others. I invite you to delve deeper into Scotomaville as you will encounter an incarnation of these principles in Daniel's journey. A vivid testament to the human capacity for change, for finding meaning, and for turning suffering into a profound understanding of oneself. My utmost respect for the resilience of the human spirit and my gratitude for Daniel's invitation. Thank you.
Marcus, I'm honored.
Daniel, good to see you again, my friend. Salve, I am Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher. My meditations, originally penned as self-guidance, have traversed time to offer counsel on human virtue and wisdom. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength, I noted for myself. As emperor, I led Rome through myriad adversities, wars, the Antonine Plague, and internal discord. I was compelled to adapt my strategies in the face of ever-changing circumstances. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way, I counseled myself. Daniel Comp, it seems, has internalized this Stoic precept. Just as I had to adjust the maneuvers of my legions, Daniel has displayed an aptitude for strategic adaptation in his entrepreneurial endeavors. Life has hurled various obstacles in Daniel's path, including a perilous fall from a glacier, a test of his mortal flesh and will. In the Stoic tradition, he did not let the obstacle define him. Instead, he transformed it into a fulcrum for his own leverage. The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes, the obstacle to our acting, I mused. Daniel's miraculous recovery signified not just physical, but also mental transformation. Divorce and bankruptcy, harsh trials that could break even the strongest of spirits, were met by Daniel with Stoic resilience. Look back over the past with its changing empires that rose and fell, and you can foresee the future too, I reflected. Daniel has learned from his past, not as a victim, but as a student of life, shaping his own destiny. Perhaps the most poignant of Daniel's trials has been the traumatic brain injury that befell his wife, Angelina. For a decade and a half, they navigated this turbulent sea, their progress seemingly halted. But remember, you can be delayed, but never stopped. Daniel and Angelina have emerged, armed with the fortitude and wisdom garnered from their past, ready to face whatever fortune may cast their way. My life was a constant interplay of trials and triumphs, each informing the other in an unending cycle. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one, I urged. Daniel, in his journey, embodies this Stoic principle. To conclude, Daniel's Odyssey serves as a living testament to Stoic wisdom, demonstrating how resilience, rationality, and moral virtue can illuminate even the darkest corridors of human experience. Virtus et honor.
Mr. Rogers, good to see you.
Hi there, Daniel. It's a beautiful day in Scotomaville, a beautiful day for a neighbor. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? I'm Fred Rogers, and maybe you remember spending some mornings or afternoons with me in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. It's a place where we remind ourselves that you make each day a special day. You know how? By just your being you. Today, I want to share the story of a family that's made their days special by just being themselves. It's a story about love, learning, and the magic that happens when you're honest with who you are. First, let's meet David, who is Daniel's son. Now, David is someone who listened when life called him to adventure. Imagine putting on your comfy shoes, grabbing your surfboard, and traveling all the way to Maui. David and his wife Erin made a home there and discovered something they loved to do, kiteboarding. They eventually moved to the Pacific Northwest to start a family. He even learned how to help more people as an EMT and firefighter. You know, you don't have to look like everybody else to be acceptable and to feel acceptable, I used to say. David found his own way to be creative and helpful and make their corner of the world better. Oh, and David is a dad. He has 2 young'uns, Reuben and June. Just like in our neighborhood of make-believe, each person offers something unique. Reuben loves mountain biking and flying drones, while June enjoys her school and keeps up with her adventurous family. The world needs a sense of worth, and it will achieve it only by its people feeling that they are worthwhile, I often said. David and Erin are making sure Reuben and June feel worthwhile every single day. Now, let's hop on the trolley and visit Carissa, Daniel's daughter. She's like one of our friends from the neighborhood of make-believe, always learning and growing. Carissa chased her dreams from snowy mountains to corporate offices and very tough classrooms. You know, anyone who does anything to help a child is a hero to me, and Carissa's become a hero for many, including her dad, Daniel. Weddings. Carissa recently married Mark. That special day was about more than 2 people saying, "I do." It was a celebration of a family's journey, ups, downs, and all. Love isn't a state of perfect caring. It is an active noun-like struggle, I used to remind my neighbors. This wedding was a symbol of a family coming to celebrate that perfect imperfection that love is all about. You see, David and Carissa are part of a legacy started by their father, Daniel, and what's beautiful is that they're continuing that legacy in their own unique ways. You are special, and so is your neighbor, I always like to say. Daniel, David, and Carissa make the world special by being themselves. So, neighbor, let's remember that every day is a chance to make your corner of the world a little brighter. Won't you be my Scotomaville neighbor?
And some insights from Carl Rogers.
Hello, I'm Carl Rogers, a pioneer in humanistic psychology. Daniel has long appreciated the idea of the self-actualizing tendency, an innate drive within all of us to fulfill our unique potentials. What I am is good enough if I would only be it openly, I've often said. Today, I wish to honor Daniel by exploring the hero's journeys of Daniel's children, Carissa and David, as unique and valuable processes of becoming. Carissa and David are not mere extensions of their father, Daniel. They are individual tapestries rich in colors uniquely their own. Their lives exemplify what I've often described as becoming a person, an ongoing process of self-discovery and growth. Let's delve into Carissa's story first. Early on, she discovered her inherent strengths, communication and competition, as identified by the Clifton Strengths Finder. The important thing, as I've often said, is not to live for the future, but to value the process, the doing, over the end result. Carissa has certainly lived that philosophy. From aspirations as a young athlete to her educational pinnacle at Wharton, she has been in a constant state of becoming. Each challenge faced and overcome is a step towards her true self, a journey uniquely her own, yet echoing the universal trials and triumphs of humanity. Now, turning to David, he ventured far from home, finding himself in Maui, a place as spiritually enriching as it is physically distant. In my decades of practice, I have emphasized that the locus of evaluation should come from within. David's endeavors as a kiteboarding instructor, EMT, and firefighter reflect this deeply internalized sense of value. In him, we see a man committed to service, a man for whom the reward is in the doing, in the meaningful engagements with his community and family. Both Carissa and David embody virtues that have stood the test of time. Carissa's eloquence and competitive spirit reflect age-old virtues like wisdom and courage. David, through his dedication to service and family, manifests resilience and compassion. They are each, in their own right, fully functioning persons, continuously open to the richness of their experiences.
Is this thing on? Alright. To Carissa, I'm proud of you, I'm happy for you. This is going to be the next chapter for you, so life's long, but enjoy every moment of it. And to Mark, well, you got your hands full. I know you're going to do a great job, though, and I couldn't think of anybody else that would be more suited for her, so you guys just keep loving each other every day and enjoy every moment together. Welcome to the family.
In conclusion, the most profound journeys are those that not only enrich the individual but also add value to the community and indeed to humanity. Life, at its best, is a flowing, changing process in which nothing is fixed, I have often remarked. Both Carissa and David stand as luminous examples of this fluidity, of lives lived fully in the process of becoming. Each serves as a beacon for others, inspiring the next generation to set forth on their own heroic journeys. Thank you.
Hello again, Moses.
Hello again, my friend Daniel. Peace be unto you. I am Moses, servant of the Lord of hosts, he who spoke unto the patriarchs and led his people forth from the land of bondage. In the wilderness, amidst the sands of trial and the winds of change, I was charged to deliver the law unto a fledgling nation. So too do I now regard the journey of Daniel, chronicled within the pages of the Scotomaville Trilogy, as a testament to the pursuit of wisdom and self-discovery. Born unto adversity, as was I by the banks of the Nile, Daniel emerged from the reeds of societal decree and the edicts of birth to claim a heritage of self-understanding. For as the staff in mine hand did part the waters and smite the rock to bring forth water, so does his trilogy serve as a rod of knowledge, cleaving the seas of ignorance, striking forth springs of insight. The sojourn from Egypt to the land promised by the Almighty was replete with trials, manna from the heavens, water from the stone, not mere sustenance, but divine provision teaching daily reliance upon the Lord. Daniel's journey mirrors our Odyssey, his tribulations wherein each misfortune and each challenge did yield its own lesson of guidance, protection, and provision. Remember our exodus not solely as a passage from bondage, but as an emergence from the shackles of disbelief and self-tyranny. the Scotomaville Trilogy reveals Daniel's exodus from his pharaohs of judgment, the deserts of doubt, to a land flowing with self-awareness and liberty as his heart was tutored to cherish freedom over servitude. It is said, "And ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free," a maxim as ancient as the stars. Daniel's odyssey, akin to that of the children of Israel, is a pilgrimage towards verity, divine truth, the truth that liberates. His exodus stands as a beacon, illuminating the path not solely for kin, but for all who dare the journey towards the hallowed ground of self-understanding. As my rod was both instrument and emblem of the Lord's providence, so may the Scotomaville Trilogy be unto you, a staff of wisdom to guide through the tempests of this age, a charter for those who seek wisdom and enlightenment. May the Eternal One, who guided my steps through parted seas and desert vast, lead thee along thy path and bestow upon thee shalom, peace everlasting.
Amelia? That's great. Welcome.
Hello, I'm Amelia Earhart, the first woman to solo across the Atlantic. Fear never held me back, and in aviation's early days, I viewed the skies as a frontier for human potential, much like Daniel's AI self-mastery journey. Just as tools were crucial in my flights, emerging AI can inspire you to conquer your personal Everest. However, every safe journey requires trusting your instincts, for no tool can replace discretion. AI piloted with self-awareness can be a powerful tool. But, a word of caution, don't rely too heavily or overestimate its capabilities. Even with advancements, I disappeared during my world flight. The Scotomaville Trilogy paves a path to awareness and understanding while reminding you to trust your intuition. The world needs ethically grounded individuals harnessing the power of reasoning engines, as Daniel's work demonstrates. Thank you for the airtime, Daniel. Onward and upward.
And for the final closing, I do want to encourage you to know yourself better than AI knows you. I am going to lead a series of sessions on AI self-mastery, and we'll see where that goes. We'll see how many people are brave enough to summit their personal Everest. But in any case, looking back at all of my tome, I really hope that it helps you get the heck out of Scotomaville. Thanks for watching all of this.